Coming back to the place from where you have started is a humbling feeling. I want to thank Ms. Carluccio for giving us the opportunity to come back here to not only show you that anything is possible, but more importantly, to be able to say,
I've been here in a long time. I'm Tyler Hines, professional athlete. I'm just a kid from Erial.
Mike Martin, entrepreneur. I'm just a kid from Blackwood.
Charles DeWalt, police officer for Gloucester Township, also an investor, a real estate agent, just a kid from Erial.
I'm Joe Lowery, professional fighter, just a kid from Erial.
even your very own amazing teachers and staff can say they're just a kid from
Deptford,
Philly,
Glendora,
Cinnaminson,
Barnesboro, Magnolia, Erial.
Today we came back to show you all that despite the different jobs that we have now, we were all once in the very same seats that you're sitting in right now, going through the same things that you're going through. Just like you guys, we were all just a kid from Erial.
Growing up in the hardships that I faced was when my parents split up. I had to move to a new neighborhood, develop new friends, and I didn't have my brothers there. My brothers had left to go away from the military, so I had to deal with my parents fighting all the time. Then when they finally did split up, I was in a new neighborhood, new kid on the block, and I had to try to, tough it out and be strong for my mother, and then also be strong for myself. And I had to go and find new friends and stay focused, even though how hard it was emotionally, and how hard it hurt my heart to have to move away from home and not see my father all the time. I just stayed strong because I knew in the end it would make me a better person.
Yeah, and I think for me, just not having my father around, I would see him maybe once every year or two. Grew up in a house where it was a 4-bedroom house with 7 people in it with 1 bathroom. I used to stay in the room with my mom. She would sleep on the floor just so I can stay on the bed, working 1-2 jobs, just trying to make ends meet, get my sister back and forth to cheerleading, me back and forth to basketball.
We all have our struggles. It's about overcoming the struggles and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
And every kid needs some type of motivation. You need some type of, something in you to keep you driven every day, to keep you moving, to keep you, wanting to, be the best that you can be.
I had a problem with authority. Talking back to my mom all the time. For what reason, I don't know. And my dad, there was a point where he had enough. Charles is a cop now. My dad took me to Camden, New Jersey. He knew some cops. He set it up where a cop pulled us over, got me out of the car.
Scared you straight?
Yeah, scared me straight. Took me into the precinct down in Camden, locked me up in a cell for a few hours, had me in there crying, doing wall sits and all that type of stuff. So it was my scared straight moment. I'm not saying I didn't slip after that. There were still other situations after that where I wasn't, set straight. But it's just all about listening and respecting authority. That's that starts early. If you get that ingrained in your brain as a young kid, then your life growing up is going to be a lot easier.
The good choices I made was, playing sports and sticking to, wrestling and football, because it kept me from hanging out in the street and hanging out with wrong people. It kept me in the gym, it kept me motivated, it kept me wanting to do better in school so I can play them sports. I'm glad that, I stuck to the sports and it made me who I am today.
And my mom was a teacher growing up, so I had no choice but to be successful in the classroom. It was, if I got anything less than a B, I'm in trouble. I wasn't playing sports, I wasn't going outside, playing with friends and things like that. So, just getting good grades as a kid was something that was very important to me, to my family. Sports is a vehicle. And not everybody's going to become a professional like this guy over here and this guy over here. But, it definitely takes you different places that you can't even imagine as a kid. I remember me and Tyler when we was young, we'd always say, man, I'm never leaving Sicklerville, New Jersey. Like, this is it for me. And, now we've been all over the world. I'm 28. I've been to 28, 29 different countries. I've seen so many different walks of life and people in this world. And, when you experience things like that, it kind of it keeps you motivated. It keeps you hungry to want to keep experiencing those things. So you do whatever you can and whatever it takes to feed that fire.
I chose to go into professional law enforcement. And so far it's done me well. I make 6 figures. I'm 29 now, making it probably for a year or two now, but yeah, make it rain a little bit. But also on the side, I invest in houses. I just went back to school to get my real estate license, just to keep progressing in life and accomplishing more goals. So I can say something to the kids is don't give up. If school's not for you, it's okay, but you gotta have a plan to get to where you wanna go. So if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Only thing I wanted to do was play basketball. Going back to Mr. Latirzo, Mr. Latirzo was a mentor to me, and he was a great guy, and he pulled me to the side when I was getting bad grades on purpose, making my parents upset. Pulled me to the side and said, son, you have a lot of potential, not just with sports, but you have a lot of potential just in life. Don't waste it. And he stayed after school with me every day, became, one of my biggest inspirations today. And from there, I remember at the 8th grade graduation at Mullen, he told me to, promise him that from here on out, make sure you get good grades. And all through high school, all through college, I pretty much got principal's list and dean's list. And I was able to, go to college for free on a basketball scholarship, by getting those good grades and everything else.
I would say Saunders and Mr. Malowski, because when I was in high school, especially being from this area, I was a little knucklehead. I used to get in fights a lot, and I had a chip on my shoulder because my parents split up, and it kind of pissed me off. So I used to walk around with a chip on my shoulder, and I always thought it was the Lord against me. So having Saunders and Malowski to motivate me and keep me out of trouble, and they used to talk to me like a human being and talk to me like another person instead of a child, and to treat me like a man. And I respect them for that. And they really stuck their necks out for me. And I'm glad that the individuals were in my life.
I would say Ms. Pavuso. That was my first grade teacher here. And the crazy story about that is when I was in first grade and I moved over from Philly, I was kind of behind in school systems, and they wanted to fail me. They wanted to keep me back. And she stayed after school with me and was my tutor and helped me get back on track.
Yeah, for me, my favorite teacher was probably Miss Milano from Ann Mullen. She just saw the potential in me. Sometimes I would slip up and wouldn't pay attention or be joking off in class, but she kind of took me under her wing and said, look, I know you're a bright kid, just kind of stay in line, stick with the right people. And she kind of helped me take that next level to be successful academically.
Mike says Mrs. Milano from Mullen, and immediately I thought back what a great woman she was. And I remember this one time, she was my favorite teacher. She was also my homework teacher. I remember this one time, I was sleeping in class, and she goes and gets the math teacher, Mr. Latirzo, and says, yeah, I think something's up with Charles, like he's falling asleep, his eyes are red. So they made me go to the nurse's office and get a test. and I was so mad. And they called my mom comes, picks me up, takes me to the hospital, go get the test. And I'm like, and my mom's asking me these questions. I'm like, no, like I didn't do anything. Maybe I'm just tired. Staying up playing basketball or playing video games or whatever the case may be. And I remember I came back the next day and I was so mad at Miss Milano. I didn't want to talk to her. And I sat there the whole time like this. But at the end of the day, she had her the best interest in for me. And I appreciate her for that.
She's looking out for me.
And I wish I can tell her thank you.
I would say for me, math, like I used to get so frustrated with math. I was so frustrated. I would practice, I would study, I would stay after school with the teachers, I would do extra work. But there was just certain things I just didn't understand.
And I'm gonna actually agree with him. Math was my worst subject. I think it was just because all the squiggly lines and the formulas that you had to remember, and really at that point, I wasn't really focused. All I really wanted to do was play basketball. You know what I mean? What time is this class done so we can hurry up and go home and play basketball? So I think for math was definitely my worst subject because I didn't take the time, I didn't apply myself.
I think math is probably the only subject I was good at. Because what I do now, architectural work, you gotta be good at math. Yeah, numbers and everything, measuring everything. It's fun to me, but all the other subjects I wasn't too good at, but I stuck it out. I tried to do as good as I tried my best. If I didn't know something, I always asked for help. There's never a stupid question. You You gotta ask for help. If you need help, ask for it. You know, nobody's gonna put you down for it. And even if you feel embarrassed in front of a classroom or in front of people, take a teacher aside, take somebody aside, and talk to them, you know, one-on-one, and you know, ask them, hey, I need help with this. Everybody needs help. You know? Nobody knows everything. You know? So if you need help with something, you just gotta ask, and don't be scared to.
You know, for me, math was just the only subject you can really get a hard answer. There's a lot of other classes and subjects where it's objective and, you know, part of it is right and part of it is wrong. You know, math is either you're right or you're wrong. You know what I mean? So that's why it was easy for me. And I'm not saying that I was bad at it, but science was probably my least favorite.
I tell myself to just stay the course. It's a long journey. It's a lot of obstacles, a lot of situations that you're going to be coming across, but you just got to stay strong, have fun. Tell myself to network, talk to everybody. Just don't talk to athletes. Talk to, you know, kids that are good at math, the kids that are good at English. Talk to all the teachers, and be a good person. I think that's key for me. One of the reasons why I'm able to be, you know, to talk and get back and be back at the school 20 years later is that because I had a good reputation growing up. So.
And I probably would tell myself to listen. Listen to the teachers that know what's best and is trying to teach me to become a better student, be a better student, and ultimately become a better man as I got older.
I think the beauty of it all is that, you know, we all been all over the world, we all traveled, we all had different careers, different paths and all that, but look where we're at now. We're right back here in Gloucester Township, giving back, talking, you know, to these kids, and I think that's the beauty of it all. The best thing ever is honestly, you know, these gentlemen next to me that, you know, just how successful that they are and how we're just able to come back and, you know, just do.
Having, you know, these people around me, these friends and these other family members helps me, you know, cope and get by. They're still my friends, they're still in my life, even to this day. And I'm just happy that I grew up in this neighborhood and the people I got to meet, you know, and the family, brothers I have now.